Confessions of a Maths Tutor. Moments in mental arithmetic. So let's take a times table that I actually don't know and see if we can spot a pattern on it. 8 times 20 is certainly 160. Now that means the next one must end in 2 if you're going down, and I'm always going down on these times tables. So 19 times 8 must be 152. 152, yep, 152. And the next one will end in a 4 because that's what the series does. So the next one will be 144, which is interestingly the same as 12 12s. And you can see the pattern. We lose 1 on the 10 and 2 on the unit. So the next one would be 130, sorry, and gain 2 on the unit. So the next one would be 136. And the next one would be 128. I've actually lost count of where I am in the table because you just don't need to. And so we carry on. The next one will end in a 0. So it will be 120. And that, of course, has bucked the trend because it's reset. And now again, starting, we'll go up to 2, 4, 6, 8 on the unit. And we just go down on the 10s. If you get to write it down, it's very straightforward. If you get to think it in your head, it's not at all hard. And why tables are possible, why they're a good idea, why Samuel Pepys at the age of 32 learned his tables, because they're actually easier to chant and to say than they are just to flip off your head. If I ask you 7 8s, you could easily blank and forget that it's 56 unless you've chanted it an awful lot. And with all tables, you want to go backwards as well as forwards. And with tables that it's much harder to spot the pattern, like the 7s. Now, in an emergency, the 7 times table is the 2 times table plus the 5 times table. Okay? So if somebody asks you 7 times 13, in fact, for 7 times 13, I would actually go 70 plus 21, if I'm thinking about it, which is 91. And it's very, very straightforward. But if you were asked to do 7 7, say, and you forgot that it was 49, it would be 35 plus 14. And you can see patterns emerge. With a bit of practice, you can get them incredibly quickly, below about 15. Once you're up at the 17 times table, you really will be doing it as 10 times 7, 10 plus 7. I'm not even going to attempt this 17 times table backwards because I know I can't do it. It's just too irregular. But going forwards, if you ask me, for instance, 7 times 17, that would be 70 plus 49, and that becomes very doable, 119. So you can do them, you just have to watch what you're doing.